love you.
Hello and welcome to the stream, everybody. EarthBound 0, aka EarthBound Beginnings, aka Mother 1. This is an interesting game because Mother 2, aka EarthBound for the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom, is one part a sequel to this game, one part a remake of this game. So I don't know which that speaks like more volumes about, which game that speaks more of in terms of the uniqueness. So this was a Famicom / NES RPG. It was going to be localized in the early 90s, never got officially released, but fans acquired the prototype ROM and dumped it on the internet in the late 90s and 2000s. So we have EarthBound 0 here. It eventually would be released officially in the United States on the Wii U Virtual Console, which I did purchase like day one and played through all of it. And my most recent playthrough of this game was back during the pandemic in 2020. I was just playing a ton of JRPGs like Shin Megami Tensei. And so yeah, my last playthrough of EarthBound 0, aka EarthBound Beginnings, was over 5 years ago, just about. A little under 5 years ago, rather. I love this game. I think it has a 80s Steven Spielberg coming-of-age vibe to it that Mother 2 and Mother 3 don't have. But it is a Famicom RPG. There's a ton of grinding. Navigating some of the dungeons can be unconventional or frustrating, rather. Maybe unconventional. No, frustrating, hair-pulling, whatever you wanna say about it. But I do love this game. I've beaten it, I think, 3 or 4 times. I played it right after I played EarthBound on Z-SNES back in the day. EarthBound was the game that got me into emulation because it never had an official release, re-release on like Virtual Console, and the original Super Nintendo cartridge would cost you like $300, and I'm sure it's still just as expensive today as it was back in 2008. So basically, I was like, I want to play EarthBound. I don't want to pay for this game. So I learned what emulation was. And after beating EarthBound, I played EarthBound 0. And I did beat it with the use of save states and save scumming. I don't know if we're going to play through the whole game over the course of the next couple of streams, but I do want to revisit this game because it's been a while since I've played it. And something about the spring and the summertime just makes me want to play the Mother games. So here we are. You're listening to Keiichi Suzuki, The Lost Tapes. This is the dude that did the soundtrack to EarthBound and EarthBound 0, along with Hip Tanaka, who programmed the music. And then Mother 3 was done by Shogo Sakai. Well, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. We're going to get it started. I don't know if we're going to play through the whole game, admittedly. But this is the dumped prototype NES cart that was supposed to be localized back in the 90s. Never got released. But we're gonna revisit it here. I would like to beat this game, but again, it's an NES 8-bit RPG, and there's a ton of grinding. But it's been a hot minute since I've played EarthBound 0. Let's get into this. That was like 3 minutes of yapping already. But I hope you're all doing well. We're gonna get this started. Let's go. So I'm just gonna go with the default character names. Ninten, I don't think he ever had a proper localized name. I think Ninten was like a placeholder maybe. But again, this game never got an official localization for the longest time, till it came to the Wii U Virtual Console. This is Anna. This is Lloyd. I don't remember how it's spelled. I think it's L-O-I-D, and not like Tales of Symphonia, L-L-O-Y-D. Like Tales of Symphonia Lloyd. But yeah, this game's interesting because EarthBound Mother 2 is pretty much, it's one part a direct sequel to this game, one part a remake of this game. But I don't think EarthBound completely supplants EarthBound 0, aka EarthBound Beginnings. The official name is EarthBound Beginnings, but to me this game will always be EarthBound 0 just because that's how I grew up playing this game. That was the name that I was familiar with. There was an 80s, like I said, Steven Spielberg, Stephen King coming-of-age vibe to this game that the other Mother games don't have, really. I know Ness's favorite food is steak, so we're just gonna go with that. I think Nintendo's favorite food is ribs, but that also might just be like the Mother fandom back in the day didn't have, like, that was just something somebody made up back in the day. I don't know if that's official or not. We're gonna go with steak. You can't name your Cy-Rockin', which in this game I don't think you have. I don't think there is an equivalent of Cy-Rocking or PK Love from Mother 3. This game is associated with the Beatles. It is named after a John Lennon song. Yeah, that's why I was playing the Beatles during the BRB. Because, again, Mother slash EarthBound, just whenever it gets warm outside and it's springtime and summertime as well, it just makes me want to replay these games. But also, I listen to a lot of Beatles and Yes during the spring and the summer, so yeah, I figured we would give this a stab. I'm not committing myself to playing through this whole entire game, but I would like to beat it, even if there is a ton of grinding. Because it's been like 5 years since I've played this. Yeah, Kubo was showing me some like Zelda Beatles remixes, which were really good. I was kind of clicking on them. I was like, oh god, is this gonna be AI? But it's not. They're pretty good. Like the Potion Shop Beatles arrangement, which sounded like something out of Rubber Soul. Anyway, let's go. Let's get into this. In the early 1900s, a dark shadow covered a small country town in rural America, not Eagle Land, America. At that time, a young married couple vanished mysteriously from their home. The man's name was George. The woman's name was Maria. 2 years later, as suddenly as he left, George returned. He never told anyone where he had been or what he had done, but he began an odd study, all by himself. As for Maria, his wife, she never returned. Again, one of the things that Mother 1 does well is the story, the dialogue, and there's a darkness to this game that EarthBound and Mother 3 don't have. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like Mother 3 is the darkest game in the trilogy. When I say that, I mean that there feels like, again, Stephen King or Steven Spielberg, like there's a mystery to Mother 1 that EarthBound and Mother 3 don't really have. And those games are great in their own right. I would say EarthBound 0 / Mother 1 / Mother Beginnings is probably my least favorite of the trilogy, just because it's a Famicom RPG. But there's a lot of cool story beats and stuff going on in this game that EarthBound and Mother 3, they don't have the same vibe, is what I'm getting at. Hey Marcus, good to see you. What's happening? Welcome to the stream. 80 years have passed since then. So, we're in the 1980s. There's a fan theory, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but there's a fan theory that Nintendo and Anna are the parents of Ness in EarthBound, which explains why Ness has psionic powers. It's a cool fan theory, but the timelines just don't add up. Because Mother 2, aka EarthBound, takes place in like sometime in the 90s, so here we go. This is Nintendo. We can move diagonally. We can even run. That's not the run button. This is the run button. This was added in the North American version, which again was never released until it came to the Wii U. The Famicom version doesn't have a run button. And in fact, this isn't even a run button. It just speeds up the game. It's like a fast forward button. All right. Immediately attacked by a lamp. Hope you brought your inhaler. Yeah, Nintendo is asthmatic in this game. That's kind of his thing. Ness gets homesick in EarthBound. Nintendo is asthmatic. Lucas is just depressed. Lucas just has a really tough life. Again, the soundtrack in this game, phenomenal. It was done by Keiichi Suzuki and Hip Tanaka. A lot of these songs were rearranged for Mother 2, aka EarthBound. And as a matter of fact, there's an arrangement album for this game just called Mother, and it's a vocal it sounds like really good Christian rock music, and I don't mean that in a pejorative way. Like, that genuinely, listen to the Mother 1 album if you don't want to play this game, and it will give you the exact same feel and vibes of this game. without actually having to play it. I do like this game. I've beaten it a couple of times, as I've said, but it is, you're going to be hearing this a lot, it is a Famicom RPG. Now, thankfully, I'm kind of a masochist and I like old JRPGs like Dragon Quest 1 on the NES, Final Fantasy 1. Never played Dragon Quest 2. Final Fantasy 2 is one of my least favorite RPGs I've ever played, but Dragon Quest 1 and Final Fantasy 1 are both classics in my opinion. And this game is right up there. It's great. Oh, brother, our house is falling apart. So there's a lot of North American pop culture references in this game, and we begin this game with reference to Poltergeist by Steven Spielberg. Doll draws near. The black backgrounds of this game always creeped me out. Same thing with Dragon Quest 2 and 3 on the Famicom. I actually never played much of Dragon Quest 2. I gave up on it when I was younger. I beat 1 and 3 on the Famicom/NES. Played the remake of Dragon Quest 3 on Super Famicom, which is phenomenal. But I remember the black backgrounds of Dragon Quest 2 and 3, and this game just really creeping me out when I was younger. How does the audio sound, by the way? This game has a great soundtrack, but I don't want the game music to be too loud. I'm excited, though. Again, I make no promises to finish this game, but I've really been wanting to revisit it. My last playthrough of this was 2020 during the pandemic. It was Christmas time. It was around December. And it took me about a week to beat this game, but a lot of that was grinding. Sounds good. Word. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. There's going to be a lot of level grinding here. Like almost as much as Dragon Quest 1. And I will also consult a walkthrough if I need to. Because admittedly, I don't remember. I remember the bits, like the major story beats of this game. Like, the zombie outbreak at the beginning of this game. And Magic Ant. And the Yucca Desert, I think was what it was called, and the dungeon with the big ass dragon. Like I remember the bits and bobs of the story beats of this game, and like Mount Etoy, I remember that. The Blah Blah Gang in LA, but there's a lot of this game that I don't remember. Inside the doll, Nintendo spotted an old music box. As the music box was wound up, a melody began to play. Play me a couple of bars of that 8 melody. Nintendo remembered the tune. Brother, here's some juice. You're thirsty, aren't you? Hell yeah, juice acquired. So my biggest problem with all of the Mother games is the inventory management, and unfortunately, much like in EarthBound, the inventory management in this game can be a bit of a pain in the ass, because you have a bunch of key items that just clog up your inventory space and you have to put them in storage. It would be so much better if in the Mother games you had a key items section of your inventory, which I think Mother 3 did, actually. The best way to play this game is probably Mother 1+2 on GBA, which in the Clyde Mandolin English fan translation added an easy ring, which I believe increases the amount of EXP you get from battles, and maybe decreases the enemy encounter rate. I could be wrong about that second point, but... Nintendo, are you alright? Egad, what is happening to our house? I wish your dad were here now. Maybe. But who was phone? Who was phone? Oh, I gotta talk to the phone. I can't check it. This is your dad. Well, it seems like a poltergeist. You know, like the Steven Spielberg movie? I'm not exactly sure how to, but your guest, your great-grandfather studied Psi. I can barely read this font, I don't know why. You might find something in the basement to help, but I left the basement key someplace. Can't remember exactly where. Anyhow, son, you are my only hope. It's time for you to go on a little adventure and explore the potential of your powers. Powers not be taken lightly. Nintendo, go for it. But remember to come back and check on our family. Bye-bye. Oh, phone me and I will save your progress. Call me whenever you want. Slam. So yeah, if you played EarthBound, that's very familiar. Again, EarthBound is a weird-ass game, or I guess this is a weird-ass game. This one came first, obviously, but EarthBound is simultaneously a sequel and also a remake slash spiritual successor to this game. Oh, Pollyanna. I'm gonna shut up for a second. I'm gonna let this ride out. Turn this up. This game's soundtrack is so good because it sounds like contemporary, like pop and rock music. Keiichi Suzuki went sicko mode on this game's soundtrack. And again, a lot of these songs would be rearranged for EarthBound. Like Pollyanna here plays whenever you're inside Ness's house in EarthBound. We're gonna talk to our dog. On the dog's collar was the basement key, and 10 got the basement key. So now we can go in the basement. Jesse Pinkman is down there. In EarthBound, the L button acts as an all-in-one function button, which is really convenient. You can play the game with one hand and eat pizza with the other. This game doesn't have that. This is like old-school Dragon Quest. And if I were to compare this game to anything, I would compare it to Dragon Quest 1. Or I guess 2 and 3, because there's party members in this game. But navigating the menu, it's fine. I do like the all-in-one L button that EarthBound has, but yeah, it's fine. You get used to it. I would be remiss if I didn't address the elephant in the room, Mother Encore, which is an upcoming reimagining slash remake of this game, and I'm very much looking forward to it, but I have no idea when that's coming out, so. Equip the plastic bat, there we go. Let's read Great-Grandfather's Diary. The diary was hard to read, but opened up to this page. Password. The one who lost the tail. The forgotten one. The ship that sails. So that has to do with Magic Ant, which is a reoccurring location in this game. Kind of reminds me of, like, Little Nemo. Actually, a lot of this game reminds me of Little Nemo, if you've ever seen or read the comics by Winsor McKay. You best be believing in the morning sun. Yeah, again, I need to shout out the Mother One vocal album. It sounds like amazing Christian rock music, and I mean that in the best way possible. It is so good. All of the arrangements on there. Pollyanna, Being Friends. What's the... I'm trying to get into an encounter here, but... Are there no enemies? And in, okay, there we go. Because we need to level grind. Gotta fight centipedes and shit. The arrangement of Paradise Line, the train music from this game, honest to God, it sounds like the Full House theme. It sounds like the opening theme to a sitcom, like John Stamos as Ninten. It's so good. It could be sometime in the next year, or God forbid, never. Here we go, we got a smash attack. Yeah, I hope you guys are okay with level grinding, because there's gonna be a lot of that early on. I think Mother Encore will come out. Nintendo seems to be pretty laissez-faire with this IP, the Mother trilogy. I think Mother Encore, it's probably gonna come out. There's a couple demos out. I've streamed them in the past, and it looks super promising. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, who knows when it's gonna come out. I'm sure it will, and it won't become vaporware like Oddity, aka Mother 4, but... So how are you guys doing? This is going to be, for the most part, a shoot the shit and we just chat sort of series. Because there's gonna be a lot of me just mashing the A button through these battles. I actually don't mind level grinding though, because I grew up playing the Dragon Quest games and like Evolution World for the GameCube, which was pretty much the whole game was grinding. I really don't mind it. I kind of enter a zen-like state whenever I level grind in a game. Doing all right, stayed home today. How about you? I'm doing well. The weather is beautiful. I've got the windows open. Birds are chirping. outside. I think spring is officially here because it's like 70 degrees. It is beautiful out today. Woke up this morning, took my niece to school, ran a bunch of errands, and now we're playing Mother 1. I'm hoping for Mother Encore to be a success as well. I'd love to stream it even. Yeah, I would love to watch that. That would be dope, Marcus. I streamed a couple of the demos from a few years back, like a year or two back, and Mother Encore is phenomenal. The sprite work is great. The quality of life improvements are great. I really hope it comes out. But again, I like this game. Kind of because I'm a masochist and I like level grinding and I like old school JRPGs like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. But I can't recommend this game to everyone. If you're gonna get into the Mother trilogy, you've never played these games before, you probably, I would say start with EarthBound and then Mother 3, and then if you really want, play EarthBound 0, aka EarthBound Beginnings. But I do think there's a lot of cool stuff in Mother 1 that isn't, like, in terms of the vibes and the storytelling, that's exclusive to Mother 1, that you don't really get that 80s coming of age vibe with Mother 2 or Mother 3. I'm gonna drink some orange juice. But yeah, this game was supposed to be released in America on the NES, but the Super Nintendo was coming out, so they were like, we're not gonna release this RPG that may not do well in North America anyway, because RPGs weren't super popular. It's kind of a misconception that RPGs failed completely in North America back in the day. That's not entirely true. You know, Secret of Mana it sold pretty well. Final Fantasy 1 sold decently well, but you know, you gotta localize a game, you gotta market it, you gotta release the cartridge. It costs money to release a game, so that's why this game never came out in America for the longest time. But I played it when I was younger on an emulator because, again, some cool folks at Neo Demi-Force, which was an old, I don't know, forum or maybe just like a fan website or whatever, they got the prototype cartridge, and God, Wally is fucking packing, dude. He's still not dead. And the ROM was dumped on the internet back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I played this way before it ever got an official release on an emulator. Telepathy. Okay, so that's how I speak to animals. I'm gonna die on my way home. Oh, it's the new age retro hippie. Totally not Johnny B. Good. The world will never force me to call it EarthBound Beginnings the same way I will never stop calling Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. Yeah, same. I grew up with EarthBound 0. I know the official localized name is EarthBound Beginnings, but all throughout my childhood and my teen years, I referred to this game as EarthBound 0. To me, it'll always be EarthBound 0. He's gonna kill me, by the way. If I get really lucky, he'll just, like, keep goofing off. Now, there we go. Just keep meditating as I bash your skull in with a plastic baseball bat. Your mother is calling for you. And Ninten believed it. Ninten's fight decreased by... Dude, Ninten, this is just like a tweaker. He's high off ayahuasca. You're gonna believe this guy? Yeah, Ninten wasn't convinced. You try... fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Fool me, you won't get fooled again. Alright, he's gonna kill me. Any second now, this dude's gonna kill me. Oh, God. Can I make it home and heal? Please? This game's hard. Like, we haven't even stepped 15 feet off of our front yard, and, already I'm on the cusp of death. Yeah, cook some steak, eat your dinner, rest for the night. Heal up. I wasted my 2 healing items. You can also use bread as a fast travel out of a dungeon. There's an infamous dungeon in this game that comes relatively early on called Duncan's Factory. And if you leave a trail of breadcrumbs, you can get out of it like pretty much instantly. So the bread is a useful item. It's not just a healing item. Yeah, Duncan's Factory is a pretty big difficulty spike, of which there are many of in this game. It bears repeating, I'm gonna say it a lot, but I don't know if I'll actually beat this game over the next couple of streams, but I really would like to. I don't really have time recently with all the goings on in my house to level grind like off stream, but what can I do? What should I do? Where can I go? Who can I see? What should I do? What should I do? My little Pippi is gone. If you're going to Podunk, please tell the mayor. Oh me, oh my. Yeah, another reference to American pop culture. Pippi Longstocking. Actually, Pippi Longstocking is Swedish, isn't it? The only reason I understood the Pippi Longstocking reference in this game is because when I was a kid, we rented from the library like a VHS of a Pippi Longstocking animated movie. And I was like, wait a minute, I know who that character is. Also, there's a map in this game. If you press the start button, it's kind of helpful. Not really. As an aside, I prefer the localized American names over the original Japanese Famicom names, where they're all named after holidays. Whereas in the American localization, it's Podunk, which I really liked that name a lot. You got Marysville, Reindeer, Youngtown, LA, Spokane. I definitely prefer the localized names to the Japanese Famicom names. Welcome to Podunk. Marysville and Spokane are two cities here in Washington. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, all of the, like, okay, LA, that's clearly Los Angeles. Snowman, I mean, it's the snowy area, but, like, Nintendo of America was based in Washington State, like, Redmond, Washington. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just took those names, like, they were like, yeah, okay. But I definitely prefer the North American localized names to the Japanese names for the towns. Did a poltergeist visit your house? It tore mine apart. So, pro tip, if you're playing Mother 1, aka EarthBound 0, aka EarthBound Beginnings, the houses with the rounded front doors can be entered, whereas the houses with the square front doors cannot. Well, pro tip. Marysville and Spokane, yeah. Again, I wonder if that's because Nintendo of America is located in Washington and they just knew the names of the towns, so they were like, fuck it, Spokane. Hee hee hee, I am the noisy mouse. Some buildings you can enter, some you can... I just said that. Little pro tip. There you go. Chuck E. Cheese just reiterating what I said. Oh, I love this game's soundtrack so much. Don't tell me you've been south to the cemetery. Yeah, this game, you boot this game up and your house is haunted by a poltergeist, and then you go to the first town and they're like, it's like a zombie apocalypse. This game just starts out on firing off on all cylinders. Someone must be controlling the dead. George Romero directed this game, actually. I'm still level 2, and Wally's about to kill me with this pitchfork, so we still need to level up. I don't even have side life up or anything. The first major enemy group are Portland Tweakers. The Pacific Northwest Tweaker Gang. That's another interesting thing about Mother 1. It takes place in America. They say during the opening text crawl that it's in America, right? EarthBound takes place in Eagle Land, which is like a parody or an XP of America. But it's also a direct sequel to this game, so what's the deal? What's the deal with EarthBound? He's gonna kill me. First death of the run, and not the last. Ninten seem to be worn out from fighting. One more time? Yeah, let's go. laugh track. Like I said, man, the Paradise line arrangement straight up sounds like a sitcom opening, like Full House or Family Matters. All right, so I want to make it to like level 3 or 4 before I even attempt to go to the cemetery and rescue Pee-Pee. Pee-Pee? Wally needs to just fuck off. Quite frankly. He doesn't even give me that much EXP in the grand scheme of things. I would be better off fighting snakes and centipedes. Wally got hands, though. Much like with EarthBound, the beginning of this game is probably the hardest part. Actually, Mount Etoy is pretty brutal, but at least by that point in the game, you can run from battles and you're a little bit more powered up. But in EarthBound, when you begin that game and you have to fight the sharks and they're just whooping your ass, and Frank Fly is just stabbing you to death. Much like in EarthBound, this game's opening segment, when you don't have any party members, it's pretty tough. But we got Psy Life Up, I think. Yeah, Life Up Alpha. I'm gonna get one more level up. I have no PP. PP long stalking. I'm gonna get one more level up before we even attempt to go down to the cemetery. Cook some steak. PP. Ninten is a growing boy, an all-American boy. He needs a steak, he needs his protein. I learned what PP means now. It means penis power. It could be. It could be. Psionic power? Nah. Penis power. I don't think that's what my Pokemon use in battle. I think that, speaking of Pokemon, a big reason why I'm such a Gen 1er, Gen 1 of Pokemon in a lot of ways feels like a spiritual successor to the EarthBound / Mother games. There was a lot of development overlap between Game Freak and Creatures and Ape. Ape being the company that made EarthBound Beginnings / Zero / Earth. I'm just gonna call it EarthBound Zero from here on out. I don't know if like that continued with Gen 2 onwards with Pokemon, but Gen 1 of Pokemon, Red, Blue, Green, Yellow, in a lot of ways feels like a successor to EarthBound. It's contemporary, it feels like modern, but obviously it's you have the whole monster capturing angle. Whereas EarthBound is just a no-frills JRPG. I thought it was piss power. It could be. I don't think we've got a definitive answer from Etoy as to what PP stands for. I'm gonna life up. Boom. I know we're doing level grinding and this is very boring and not very entertaining to watch, but I promise you, this is necessary for this game. There is so much level grinding you need to do. If I don't do this now, I'm just gonna keep dying and returning back to home over and over and over again. Like, we have to do this. It's totally necessary. But, yeah, Mother Encore. Fan-made remake, reimagining of Mother 1. There's actually a couple of Mother 1 remakes in development. I know somebody's making a ROM hack of EarthBound. That's, I don't know if that's still in development, but it looks pretty promising. Mother Encore is a fan game, though. I think it's being made in Game Maker for PC, whereas this other game is a ROM hack specifically. But if you're gonna play this game, unless you have a high tolerance for old Famicom JRPG bullshit, like high encounter rates and level grinding, if you don't have a tolerance for that, honestly, just listen to the soundtrack. I'm being completely sincere. Listening to the Mother 1 vocal arrangement, like album, the Mother 1 album, gives you the same vibes that playing the actual game does. It sounds like I'm being facetious, but I'm being completely sincere. I'm sick of this dude. The light is shining through my window, and it's reflecting upon my computer monitor, and it's just so dusty. The black void background is really putting a magnifying glass to how gross and dusty my computer monitor is. But yeah, this game, along with EarthBound, got re-released for the Game Boy Advance under Mother 1+2. And if you're gonna play Mother 1, maybe play that version of the game, the Clyde Mandolin translation of Mother 1+2, because they add the easy ring, and it just reduces level grinding and random encounters. Some people say it butchers the music, and it definitely does not sound great on the GBA, but I think it sounds fine. It's almost spring, so maybe it's time for good cleaning. I should do some spring cleaning. My desk is very dusty. My room is very clean. I'm a very fastidious person, but yeah, my computer desk is just caked in dust. So maybe I should do that. All right, what do you have to say? Someone must be okay, we talked to you. The NPC dialogue in this game is pretty good, but it's not as quirky or memorable as EarthBound or Mother 3. But they do give you pretty important tips, so you wanna talk to all the NPCs so you know where to go. People give NES-era RPGs shit for being cryptic and obtuse, but at least in terms of this game and Final Fantasy 1 and Dragon Quest 1, the NPCs give you some pretty useful tips on where to go and what you need to do. I'm so sick of Wally. I'm so sick of this dude. This looks like my friend's Papaw. Like, how many Wallys do I have to I'm going to completely eradicate the Wally population in Podunk. There we go. We should be hitting level 4 soon. I love how contemporary these games start, where you're just fighting snakes and tweakers and like the local punks and whatnot, and then by the end of the game you're fighting robots and demons and shit. I know the whole quirky postmodern contemporary RPG thing is kind of played out now, but when Mother 1 and 2 and even Mother 3 came out in 1990, 1994, and 2006, like, there was no RPGs that came out, that were coming out, that felt like these games. They were all fantasy. The closest thing was probably Shining Force, but Shining Force still had that fantasy vibe to it. But the writing and the characters in Shining Force felt a bit more modern. Like, a little self-aware. Stray dog? Yo, what the dog doing? I love how this song got rearranged in EarthBound for the Sanctuary Guardian theme. So good. Hey, Bobo, welcome to the stream. All right, what do you guys have to say? Zombies may be anywhere in this town. That sounds suspect, like you're a zombie. Be honest, you're a zombie, aren't you? Yes. There is no cure for zombies. Ah! Okay, dude. Let's go to the shop. Where is the shop? I want to buy some new weapons. No, yeah, there were definitely RPGs that came out in the 80s and 90s that subverted your expectations and subverted your traditional JRPG tropes, but nothing quite like EarthBound 0 or EarthBound. And the reason I bring this up is just because I see a lot of vitriol and ambivalence to modern, quirky, postmodern RPGs nowadays, because yes, it is very played out, but don't bring that shit to the Mother trilogy, because these games are as good as people have made them out to be. Okay, let's use our ATM card. That's a phone. This is an ATM. All right, how much money do we have? 287 big ones. Two big booty Benjamins. Let's go. This is still probably not enough cash to buy any weapons or anything, but Moon was a PS1 RPG where you played as a normal person instead of the player character. Yeah, I saw your video about it, where it was like games that you play as, you're not the protagonist, but you're spectating events going on around you. Hey, Jude, what's happening? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. No problem. Oh, I need to talk. How may I help? Do you have some things to return? No. Yeah, I don't think there's like Escargo Express in this game where you can store your key items. Maybe? Again, it's been a couple years since I've played this game. But we're gonna hit up the plug real quick. Welcome, what can I get you? God, the items in this game are so expensive. None of that. I don't need any of that. I want to get a new baseball bat. Sports goods. Paul's Boutique. The slingshot does more damage than the plastic bat, but the slingshot's accuracy is garbage. And you miss all the time, so I'm gonna save up to get the wooden bat. Stories where an epic adventure is implied to be happening or have happened, but you never get to see. Yeah, like games or movies or TV where it's you're not the protagonist per se, and you're just spectating events going on around you. We should get some bread for $30. Sports drink for $75. Jeez Louise, I'll get some orange juice, I guess. I have side life up, so I mean, it's good that we have that, but man, items are expensive in this game. Get some orange juice just as a backup. Inflation is crazy. Yeah, the inflation in Podunk. This is like 1920s Russia. $30 for a loaf of Wonder Bread. Look for yourself. All the animals have escaped. Only this canary chick is left. You want to buy it? This is actually a key item. We do need this little canary. Canary Mary from Banjo-Tooie. Probably the worst character design I've ever seen in a video game. Canary Mary fills me with disgust. And just... I'm not a fan. Banjo-Tooie is a pretty swell game, but I'm not a fan of that character design. It's literally just a sprite for Teddy. The animals went mad and began to escape, so the zoo was locked. Podunk is fucked. They got a zombie apocalypse going on south of town. The animals have escaped. The planet is dying. The animals are leaving us. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I need to go south and rescue Pippi first before doing the zoo. I think the zoo comes after that. If I try to go fight the Starman in the zoo, I'm gonna get my ass beat. So I'm gonna go south and rescue Pippi. And try not to die in the process. I would say this game is harder than Final Fantasy 1 or Dragon Quest 1 through 3. There's many difficulty spikes in EarthBound 0. And you have to do so much grinding in this game. Again, I don't mind it because I'm kind of a masochist and I like old jank JRPGs. But I can't recommend this game to anyone outside of like diehard Mother Earthbound fans. Even though I do like it a lot, I think there's a lot to like about this game. Oh, so this enemy in the Japanese version, he's smoking on a stogie. Let me see if I can find this sprite. There was a lot of censorship in the North American version. Which, again, it doesn't even matter because it was unreleased. But here's the Japanese sprite for the crow. Pull this up. Smoking on a stogie. They took away his stogie. And then, like, the zombies that we're about to fight, they have blood splatter all over them. That was also censored. I don't remember if they undid the censorship in the Wii U version, but I'm pretty sure Earthbound Beginnings on Wii U is just this version of the game, Earthbound 0. Drugs and religion, I think, were the most common forms of censorship at the time. Yeah, and it's weird, like, in Zelda 1, level 3, the third dungeon, is in the shape of a manji, which was bastardized by the Nazis and turned into the swastika. But for some reason, that wasn't localized in the North American version. So I could imagine there was a number of American players in the 80s playing Legend of Zelda and seeing this swastika dungeon and being like, what the fuck? Healer's House West, beyond bridge. Cemetery. Abandon all hope, ye who enter. Don't dead, open inside. Alright, so this is the healer. Believe it or not, I am a healer. I can charge your pee-pee. I'm sorry, I need an adult. Okay, do what you want to. Bye-bye. Yeah, we don't need any of that. The stranger danger right there. Okay, level 4, can I even take on the cemetery? I don't know. I kind of want to save up and get the wooden bat, but it's $500. This game has so many cool, like, references to American pop culture, though. Like, there's a baseball bat in this game called the Hank Aaron bat, and Hank Aaron being baseball player. There's a ton of references to the Beatles. There's a ton of references to American films. Like, Earthbound 0 and Earthbound are just a microcosm of Americana. Yeah, we're definitely still not powerful enough to take on the zombies. I need to level up, like, level 5 or 6, then I'll be confident. Thankfully, for most of this game, it's not like this where I'm just, like, fighting hordes upon hordes of enemies to get a little bit of EXP. Once you get party members, you get Anna, you get Lloyd. Well, you get Lloyd first, and then you get Anna. But once you start getting party members, the difficulty sort of levels out a little bit. But early on, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough when you're just going solo. You shall become a zombie. Oh, shit. Pseudo-zombie draws near. Yeah, I think in the Famicom version, they have, like, blood splatter on their chest. That was censored. Yeah, there's a lot of censorship in during the 80s and 90s on the NES and the Super Nintendo. Like, I think Bionic Commando was the one exception. The end of the game, Bionic Commando on NES ends with Hitler's head exploding, and for some reason, that did not get censored in the localization process. I think that was one of the few anomalies of something just slipping through the cracks back in the day. Smash! Do you think the name Super Smash Bros. Comes from the Smash Attack critical hits in this game? They were developed by HAL Labs, who worked on these games, so it's possible. I, like many other people in America, got into Earthbound because of Smash Bros. If it weren't for Smash Bros., I probably would have never gotten into these games. But, like, I remember reading Ness's trophy in Melee and being fascinated with this character that I had never heard of before. And like in Smash Brothers Melee, the trophy describes the meteorite landing and him getting psychic powers. Is this the hotel? I'll share the secret with you later. What the fuck does that mean? I'm just looking to rest my feet. Citizen, I know you would like to help your town. Well, a child has strayed into the cemetery. And I'm up for re-election soon. You must help. Please help me. Oh, you will go there and save her? Return her to me alive and surely you will be a hero. I mean, you'll be a hero. Okay. So it's kind of like BH Perkle and EarthBound. Again, there's a lot of overlap between this game and EarthBound. It's interesting. I am Abbott, not the town mayor, but his assistant. Mr. Mayor is over there. Okay. We gotta rescue Pippi in the cemetery. But I need to heal. Is there no hotel? I don't remember. I feel like there should be a hotel. Okay, I'm just gonna... Well, I need to restore my PP as well so I can use life up, and I can't do that. Am I really about to run all the way back home to heal? There's the hotel. Okay, never mind. We're good. How much is this gonna cost me? 39 for a night? Sure. It's better than running all the way back home and healing. I can't wait till I get Lloyd and Anna. EarthBound 0 and EarthBound are just brutal when you're starting the game and you're going it alone. Even though Ninten is like a white mage, he's your battle cleric. Same thing with Ness and EarthBound. In Smash Brothers, Ness has like PK Fire, PK Thunder, and all that. But in EarthBound, it's mainly just healing magic and like status affliction magic. Paula is the black mage. Same thing with Anna in this game. They have all of the damage spells, like PK Fire, PK Thunder, PK Freeze. Ninten only had like Ness only had Psy Rocking, and that was about it in terms of like damage dealing magic. I can get one more level. This just unlocked a very vivid memory. I remember, like in middle school, stumbling upon an EarthBound 0 video, and there was just a jump scare for no reason. Like in this area. It was just gameplay of EarthBound 0, and then the player got to this point in the level, and then it was like a terrifying jump scare. I wonder if that video is still on YouTube. I don't know what the deal was with that, but it scared the shit out of me as a kid. So this is the first trio of enemies we've seen. Much like in Dragon Quest, you can get jumped by several enemies. It's not just always one-on-one. And I don't have Psy-Fire. So it's gonna take a while to kill all of these bats. I think it was Mother 3 that added the Batman-esque music whenever you fight a Mr. Batty. Because these guys are in all 3 Mother games, but they don't have the Batman music in this game or EarthBound. Ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na-na. Thankfully, the Mr. Bat enemies are pretty dumb. There we go. They're very cute. A lot of the enemies in the Mother trilogy are adorable. And then you have like Gygus at the end of EarthBound, which is this Lovecraftian, incomprehensible nightmare monster. God, level 4 and these guys are still whooping my ass. I'm sorry that this gameplay is so boring, but like, I just have to level grind early on. I love this game to death, but there's so much level grinding. Because look at the damage that they're doing to me. And Life Up Alpha costs... Oh, he's gonna kill me. Yep. Life Up Alpha costs, what, like 6 PP? I should have deposited my money in the ATM. Whenever you die, you lose half of the money you have on your person. Which is another thing that was lifted from Dragon Quest. All the way back home. And I lost a fuck ton of my money. I should have deposited it into the ATM, but there we are. It bears repeating, I cannot recommend this game to anyone who isn't like a die-hard Mother fan. It gets better. Like, the beginning of the game is bullshit. Most of the thrust of this game is fine once you get party members. It's still hard, but it's much more manageable. And then the very end of the game, Mount Etoy is just bullshit city. But the beginning and the end of this game are total bullshit, and then most of the game is pretty smooth sailing. There are some difficulty spikes here and there, like Duncan's Factory, but... But again, I'm kind of a masochist and I like old-ass JRPGs, so... I should probably talk to my mom so I can restore my PP. Because I need side life up. Lord knows that the orange juice I have on me isn't gonna help. It restores like 5 HP or something. Alright. I don't know how I had the patience to beat this game as a kid though, because like EarthBound is not a perfect game, but it does have a lot of niceties that other RPGs contemporaneously didn't have. But EarthBound, like, my biggest problem with that game is probably the inventory management and Foreside, like that chapter of the game. When you lose Paula and it's just you and Jeff and you have to do the Foreside department store, just this massive difficulty spike, right? But I love the EarthBound and I beat it. EarthBound 0, I had no patience as a kid, so I'm surprised that I was able to beat this game when I was younger and I didn't give up like immediately. Now, granted, I save stated the shit out of the game when I first played it on an emulator back in the day, but I'm still surprised I had the patience to play through this whole game when I was younger. Whenever Mother Encore comes out, that's going to be really exciting for like EarthBound fans that just haven't played EarthBound 0 because it intimidates them, or, you know, the old jank of NES era RPGs turns them off, which I totally get. But yeah, I know this isn't the most thrilling gameplay. But you clicked on the stream, motherfuckers, so... Nah, I'm just playing. It does get better, though. This game is not frustrating the whole way through, I promise. Once I get the wooden bat, we'll be sitting pretty. How much money do I have after dying? I have $77 on my person, but how much do I have in the ATM? Let's see. $188. So we're not even halfway there. This song got a really, really funny-ass remix in Smash Brothers Brawl. It was called, like, Humoresque of a Little Dog. And it sounded like Chowder music. Oh, I need money to use the payphone, right. I'm vibing and thriving. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Very kind of you to say. Because I think this is probably the most boring stream I've done in a minute. But I really want to replay this game. It's going to require a bit of patience on your guys' part. Hello, this is your dad. I've transferred $475 into your account. Don't worry about where I got the money from, son. I'm on the lam. I've cheesed the fuzz and the IRS cannot find me. Spend your money wisely. Next level requires 81 EXP for Nintendo. By the way, do you want to save? Yes. Saved your progress so far. Good night. We're going to continue. Just like your mom, you never want to stop. Please don't push yourself so hard. Slam. Very, very familiar if you've played EarthBound. Yeah, I don't blame any fans of EarthBound and Mother 3 for not playing this game because it can be intimidating and very tedious and lethargic feeling with the amount of grinding that you have to do, but I love this game. And I really do want to play through the whole thing over the course of a couple streams because I put the kibosh on Monster Hunter just because I feel those streams were not popular. Nobody tuned in for the Monster Hunter stream, so I was like, all right, I got my fill. And I have like no other concurrent series going on. So this could be, you know, what we do before the next big series, which I don't even know. Like, I guess the Pokemon Nuzlocke, whenever I get that started, is the next big stream. Goddamn smash attacks. At least we're finally doing a little bit of damage to the enemies. Like 11 damage, not bad. Once I get the wooden bat, we'll be sitting pretty. Okay. What was the other side? I got healing alpha, so I don't need antidotes. I can heal if I get poisoned or something. This song sounds like home. It's so good. It's so good. A lot of the music in this game sounds like contemporary pop and rock and folk music, which is why it's so memorable. Like, you hear these 8-bit square waves, and you can almost, like, envision the lyrics themselves, which they ended up doing that. They made a vocal arrangement album, which I can't recommend enough. It's so good. It's so good that I own it on wax. That's kind of just because I'm a pretentious hipster dumbass. Yo, that's just Pinky from Pac-Man. Ghosts are ethereal. How am I finna hit this guy with a baseball bat? It's a very friendly looking ghost though. Maybe a little bit spooky. Kinda looks like the Grok from Moomin a little bit. That's a scary ass ghost. He just wants a hug. He's excited to see you. Look at that big old grin. I think the goal for this stream, and we started the stream early, it's 6 p.m. now. The goal for this stream is to fight the Starmen in the zoo. We're gonna rescue Pippi, and we're gonna go fight the critters in the zoo. All right, how do I get into the cemetery? This way. Spooky. I'm not trying to be crass or anything. This sounds like Splatterhouse music. Specifically like Splatterhouse 2 on the Sega Genesis. I'm not trying to be crass or anything, but does that look phallic to anyone else? Just me? When we see her, do you think we could have Pippi's sprite in the corner? Yeah, doesn't Pippi have an actual sprite that goes unused? Like, people speculate that it was supposed to be, you were supposed to battle her, and then she would join you. Her sprite is scary looking, like, straight up. Okay, can I fight this guy? Like, can I beat him? I'm gonna drink my orange juice, get my vitamin C. Okay, it recovers 9. It's better than I thought. Alright, this guy probably is gonna kill us. I'd like to stop the zombies' evil ways, but they do not listen to me or won't even talk to me. Now I am too scared to leave this. Oh, this isn't the boss? Where's the boss man? I'm gonna make a beeline to the boss zombie. Oh, he bit me! Dude, get off of me, dude! Y'all ever see Shaun of the Dead? The best zombie film ever, by the way. There's no debate. No debate about it. I mean, Edgar Wright, Nick Frost, Simon Pegg. Classic. All right. Drink some more orange juice. Some Tropicana Twister. Also, no save states and no fast forwarding in this playthrough. That should go without saying, but it was pretty good if I recall correctly, especially as a kid who was scared of zombies. Yeah, I was also like a little, when I was a child, I was scared of everything, but I saw Shaun of the Dead at the age of like 8 or 9, and it was hysterical. But it's still spooky. There's moments in that film that are genuinely scary, but greatest zombie film ever. Next to 28 Days Later. But that's like a total opposite end of the zombie movie spectrum compared to Shaun of the Dead. All right, where is this? Where is this guy? Yeah, no save states and no fast forwarding, but I might consult a map, just so I'm not wandering about completely aimlessly. I relate a lot to the Mr. Bat enemies. They're just completely absent-minded. They're just contemplating life. I'm terrified of bats. I've talked about this before on stream. You know why? Because I'm terrified of mice and rats, and bats are essentially just flying rats, and that's goddamn terrifying. Anything that's small and scurries. Bats don't really scurry, but they do fly, which is debatably even worse. Double Trouble. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Gang zombie. This guy's gonna kill my ass. I think bats are cute until I remember they can have rabies. But you just gotta get a little rabies shot. If a little bat comes up and gives you a little, just go get a rabies shot. You'll be good. Oh God. I have psi hypnosis. When did I get that? Probably wasn't paying attention. I don't know if anybody else feels this way about JRPGs, but like spells that can put enemies to sleep or poison them or whatever, I never use them because they never work. They never work. I don't know what it is about old JRPGs, but the spells where it's like, oh, you can put the enemy to sleep, you can poison them, you can paralyze them, they never work. Maybe I just have the worst luck ever, but never. All right, this guy's probably gonna kill me. I wonder if there's an NPC early on that gives me like bombs or bottle rock. Actually, I think Lloyd is the only one that can use bottle rockets. I could be wrong about that, but oh, he ran away, but it didn't work. I don't think I've ever seen that in an RPG before. The enemy trying to run away and they couldn't. Pokemon is the only one I actually use them in, but for other RPGs, I don't think I use them in like Dragon Quest XI. Yeah, Pokemon is the exception. If you use like Thunder Wave or whatever, it's probably gonna work on the enemy Pokemon. But Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, like the only exception besides Pokemon is probably Lisa the Painful. But Lisa the Painful every single enemy encounter is like a mini boss, essentially. All right, I'm gonna look up a map of the cemetery so I'm not just wandering around. Okay, I know where to go now. It's just like the game actually came out in America, and I'm consulting Nintendo Power. Think of it like that. No, there's nothing wrong with looking at walkthroughs and guides for video games. All my life I've done that. I kind of have reservations with save states and rewinds, but there's nothing wrong with consulting a guide, especially for old-ass video games. People get anal about it. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with consulting a walkthrough or a guide. I need to find or make a plush of these cute bats. There wasn't a ton of Mother merchandise for the longest time until recently. I remember when I was getting into these games in like 4th, 5th grade, emulating these games because Lord knows I couldn't afford the copy of EarthBound on Super Nintendo, like a physical copy of it. There were these little vinyl figurines for Mother 1 and Mother 2. And they're probably even more expensive than they were back then. But back then it was like $50 for the Nintendo figurine, or Anna, or Teddy, or Lloyd, or Ness, or Porky. They've probably only gone up in price, but that was about it in terms of Mother merchandise. There was also this life-size Mr. Saturn plush, which I really, really wanted. But it was $1,000 back then, so I can only imagine how much more expensive it is now. You know, while we're fighting these guys, set it to auto battle. Let me look this up. Life-size Mr. Saturn plush. This shit was like $1,000 back in 08, so... Yep, $1,000, the first eBay listing that I saw. I'm not looking at the game right now, but if the game manages to kill me with auto battle, I'm gonna be really, really disappointed. So about the same price that it was back then. So that hasn't changed. Yeah, that was about it for EarthBound merchandise. It was those vinyl figures and like the life-size Mr. Saturn. I remember asking my mom for the Nintendo figure. It was like $50, and she looked at me like I was a crazy person. And back then, I was like, what's the big deal? It's whatever. But now I'm like, yeah, she was totally right. $50 for a little vinyl figurine? Are you nuts? I wish I had Sci-Fire so I could just kill these bat motherfuckers. Expenny. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I'm gonna go get a Diet Coke from this fridge after that. I mean, these guys are probably gonna kill me, so it'll be a good time to BRB. I can't cast Side Life up anymore. Thankfully, when you kill enemies in this game, the money doesn't go directly into your pockets. It goes into the ATM machine, so if I die, there's really no consequences or anything right now. I've got like 20 bucks on me. All right. God, the random encounter rates. And you don't want to run away because you need every drop of EXP. You need every single drop of EXP. Mr. Bat B is thinking about the circumstances. He's lost in the sauce. Basically. Alright. So I need to go that hole right there in the top right. That's where I need to be. I'm gonna die. I've got 5 HP. I've got no more healing items, and I can't cast life up anymore. So I'm just gonna eat a death. And then we'll take a little BRB. And then by the time I come back down here after running all the way back from home, I'm gonna be level 7. We should be good. Yeah, there's a reason why. There's a reason why people are a little hesitant to play Mother 1. How do I get over there? Should probably figure that out before I die. There's no such thing as over-leveled in this game either. Like, I'm level 6 and I'm still under-leveled here. He's gonna one-tap my ass. Yep. But thankfully, there's no real consequence for dying other than the fact that I have to run all the way back here. I've been streaming for an hour, and we have made like 0.1% progress, by the way. I'd like to point that out. Oh shit, we're back here because this is where we saved. Right. But I still have no PP. I'm gonna have to rest at the hotel. $483. We're close to being able to afford the bat. I'm gonna go rest at the department store, or the hotel. Yeah, we could loiter at the department store and maybe sleep on a couch or something, but we're gonna rest at the hotel and then we'll take a quick BRB. Again, goal for this stream is complete the zoo. Beat the Starman. Rest at the IKEA. Yeah, we're gonna get lost in the non-Euclidean IKEA, and we're gonna rest up. Hey, Flamingo, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. In the Binginging. EarthBound Binginging. Yeah, this game it'll always be EarthBound 0 to me. Just because that's what I grew up with. But EarthBound Beginnings is a good localized name for this game. It makes sense. But to me, it'll always be EarthBound 0. We're gonna take a BRB. Real quick, I'm gonna go get a drink. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Get out of here before we get a VOD copyright claim. Beatles is, you know, that's totally public domain, right? All right. Back to the cemetery, back to the grind. I got 20 bucks in cash, but we almost have enough money to buy the wooden bat. Again, slow and steady. That is the that is the EarthBound 0 experience. A lot of early level grinding, but once we get Lloyd, once we get our domestic terrorist friend, that's definitely gonna help. And then we get Anna, that's gonna help. And we don't get Teddy until the very end of the game, but Teddy is gangster as hell, and he has a katana, so that's pretty badass. I wonder what's gonna happen first. Us reaching level 7, or us having enough money to buy the wooden bat? I don't know. But we can one-shot most of the enemies at this point. You know, the zombies notwithstanding, because those motherfuckers are tough, but Wally was giving us some trouble early on. He ain't shit to me now. Mr. Bat, more like Mr. Be Gone. Yeah, I thought we were onto something there. I'm sorry. know what? Forget level 7. Forget the wooden bat. We're just gonna go fight the guy. I know where to go now. I have a map in my peripheral vision. We're gonna go fight the boss. We're gonna go rescue Pee-Pee. I wonder if Mother Encore is gonna implement the rhythm-based combat from Mother 3. I don't remember if the demo had it. I don't think it did. But I always really liked the rhythm-based combat in Mother 3. I thought it was a lot of fun. Even though it was really troublesome, because I've only ever played Mother 3 on an emulator and there's input delay. So, you know, that's kind of a problem. God, if I had Psy-Fire, I could just smoke these dudes. Because Psy-Fire attacks all of one singular group of enemies in a row. So if I had like Anna and she had Psy-Fire, it could just be, you know, as easy as 1, 2, 3. I don't think so, but it would be neat if it was an option. Yeah, I could do without it. I could take it or leave it. I do think the rhythm-based combat is a lot of fun. There's this new thing with especially indie RPGs where you can't just make a turn-based RPG anymore. It has to be quirky. It has to have action commands or, like, again, the rhythm-based combat from Mother 3. I don't know how to feel about that because there's nothing wrong with turn-based RPGs. Granted, a lot of them, especially these early 8-bit and 16-bit RPGs, it's a lot of just mashing the A button through battles. But there's nothing wrong with conventional turn-based RPGs. I don't know, I feel like some indie RPGs just get a bit too crazy with the mini-games and the mechanics. It's like, oh, play an entire-ass mini-game before you can attack. I think Yeek and Knuckle Sandwich really had that problem. Do you think it's bad for RPGs to have a gimmick with combat, or do you just think too many RPGs do it? I don't think there's anything wrong with action commands or like Xenoblade, Chrono Trigger, like action RPGs that are still turn-based. I don't think there's anything wrong with having quirky, fun minigames. But I think a lot of indie RPGs that come out nowadays get way too carried away with it. Like, oh, you have to play an entire ass WarioWare minigame before you fight, before you can attack the enemy. I think if you're doing it like Mario and Luigi style, where it's just a button prompt, an action command like in Paper Mario or the Mario and Luigi games, that's probably the best way to do it. But like modern devs treat traditional turn-based RPGs like a leprosy, like a leper colony, and I don't think I can get down with that, because going back to Lisa the Painful, that has the best combat in any RPG I've ever played, and it's turn-based. But in Lisa the Painful, every attack counts. You really gotta, like, you can't fuck around in that game. Lisa the Painful is just like the best JRPG ever made, which is ironic because it's an American game, but I do think it's a bit ridiculous that every RPG that comes out nowadays has to have some form of subversion on the combat. Xenoblade's combat is perfect. Like Xenoblade and Chrono Trigger, the ATP gauge in Chrono Trigger is perfect. I appreciate the ambition. I do like how Mario and Luigi play, but it can easily go awry. Yeah, I think if you're doing it like Mario and Luigi style, where it's a button action command prompt, that's the best in between. But again, going back to Yeek and Knuckle Sandwich, and even Undertale, which is a game I like Undertale, in spite of everything, but like playing a whole ass little mini game before I can attack, it's a bit much. It's a little bit much. But I mean, like this combat here, we've been playing this game for an hour and a half, and I've just been mashing the A button, so it's not like this is the creme de la creme of RPG combat either, but Lisa the Painful just proves that you can do turn-based combat well. But Lisa the Painful is an anomaly. Like, there are very few video games that are that good. Alright, I should heal. For Undertale, I could appreciate it on the first playthrough, but I feel like for repeated playthroughs, it gets a little predictable because you know it already. I would say Undertale in general is not a game that facilitates multiple playthroughs, which is bizarre because it has multiple endings, so you would think you would want to play it a bunch. For me, Undertale is a game I've beaten probably 4 times, and I've done the genocide route, I've done the pacifist route, I've done like a neutral playthrough of the game. But Undertale, with every subsequent playthrough, I feel like it's less... How would I describe it? It's like repeat playthroughs of the game, I've still enjoyed it, but once you've seen everything in that game, the impact is lessened. This still sounds like Mother music. A lot of the like classic Mother tunes that you associate with EarthBound originated in this game, and they were rearranged for Mother 2. Same composers, Keiichi Suzuki and Hip Tanaka. Undertale Yellow was fun. I still haven't played Undertale Yellow. I mean, I haven't even played Deltarune yet, but I like Undertale. I think that game is the epitome of not letting an annoying fan base sour a game. For me personally, I really enjoy it. My biggest criticism of Undertale is probably the writing. It can be very... Let's just say Toby Fox knows his target demographic, to put it some sort of way. But I do like Undertale, but yeah, the fact that you have to play an entire ass little minigame before you can attack the enemy, it's a bit much. Undertale is a solid game with an amazing soundtrack, but I don't think it lives up to its reputation. I would not even put it in my top 25 favorite video games. And again, it bears repeating. I really like that game. There's only a handful of video games that live up to their reputation, though, in my opinion. Like off the dome, Chrono Trigger, Halo 1, Halo 2, Banjo-Kazooie, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Super Mario Galaxy, Mario 64. There's only a handful of video games that I think truly not only meet the expectations and their sort of legendary reputation, but supersede it. Chrono Trigger is the, like, in terms of the classic JRPGs from the 8 and 16-bit era, Chrono Trigger is just above everything else. Everything else. That is a game that truthfully, genuinely deserves every ounce of praise it's ever received. Chrono Trigger is an amazing video game. Not a game, but there's only one movie where I went in with ludicrously high expectations and actually met them, was Parasite. I haven't seen it. That's the Korean film, right? Which has nothing to do with the Shonen Jump anime. My favorite films off the dome that I think are as good as people make them out to be are No Country for Old Men, There Will Be Blood, Training Day with Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington is the best fucking movie ever. I swear to God, Training Day is incredible. Having a minigame in your game is debatably better than having no game in your game. There's an argument to be made for both sides. For sure, there is an argument to be made for both sides. I think, again, the Mario RPGs nail that shit. A little button prompt, perfect. A little action command that you have to do, perfect. Lisa the Painful, though, it's turn-based. I mean, I guess it has the WASD combos, but those are totally, like, unnecessary. You don't have to do the WASD combos. Otherwise, Lisa the Painful is turn-based, and it's, like, the best combat in an RPG I've ever played. I've had several arguments with people who thought I was talking about the anime. To be fair, Parasite, the anime, is incredible. Like, so good. So good. The ending to Parasite made me cry when I first watched it. I have not seen the film, but, yeah, it has nothing to do with the Shonen Jump anime, but both are good. Well, from what I've heard, the Korean film is good. I would say most Stanley Kubrick films also live up to their reputation, like The Shining. The Shining is better than the book. I got more interested in Parasite when you told me the manga was from the 80s. It's interesting because the manga is from the 80s. The anime came out in like 2014, 2015, and looks completely different in terms of the character designs and the art direction, but I like them both. The anime is really good, but the manga really sells the horror because the characters are way scarier looking in the manga. And it's like 30 episodes, so it's not even that much of an investment. Parasite is really good. Parasite and Odd Taxi are the two anime that are relatively recent that I cannot recommend enough. They're both phenomenal. Just don't watch the English dub. The English dub of Parasite is terrible. It's just very boring and stilted. Watch it in the Japanese dub. I don't remember where Pee-Pee is. Isn't Odd Taxi famous for being underrated? I would say it was underrated. It came out a couple years ago and it just got bodied by like the Moe waifu of the season anime shit that was coming out. Odd Taxi is really good. I didn't like the twist ending, no spoilers. I thought the ending was a bit of a cop-out, but otherwise, great show. It's one of those shows where everyone who saw it loved it, but like 2 people saw it. Yeah. It's all about interesting encounter design, I suppose. I guess you could say that about Toby Fox games is they sort of use gimmicks and minigames as a crutch for what is otherwise not too interesting encounter designs from a strategy perspective. And you could also posit the argument that the combat in Undertale is not the main focus of the game. It's the puzzle solving, it's the characters and the world building. It's an RPG as a means to an end. But I do think Undertale would have been better off if it were just a traditional JRPG, which apparently Deltarune is more like Final Fantasy-esque. But you could also posit the argument that the bullet hell little shmup minigames in Undertale allow you to play the game completely. That's why the pacifist run exists, which is cool. There's no one clear answer in terms of the game design philosophy here. And again, this is coming from somebody who I enjoy Undertale. I think it's a good game. Not as good as Lisa the Painful, but Lisa the Painful is also like one of the greatest games ever made, so. Pippi! Hi, I'm Pippi, and I'm lost. What a brave boy you are to have found me. Yes or no? No. You're brave. I hope we can meet again sometime. No. You probably already have someone special. Now let's go back to town. Aww. Haha, Pippi. So, there is a cut sprite of Pippi, which implies that you were supposed to fight her initially. Let me find this sprite. It's kind of terrifying. Oh, there's also official artwork of her. Yeah, the Pippi Longstocking reference didn't go over my head when I was younger because I had a Pippi Longstocking movie. It was like an animated film that we rented from the library that I saw as a kid. And I don't remember anything about this movie. I just remember renting it. But it looks like a Don Bluth movie a little bit. But for those of you who don't know the reference, this is Pippi Longstocking. I rented this movie when I was younger from the library. I don't remember it at all. I just remembered she was super powerful and ate a lot of food. But this is Pippi. in this game, this is like her official artwork. And there's a cut sprite of her, which implies we had to fight her. So this is her official like clay model. If you're unfamiliar with EarthBound, they made actual claymation models to promote these games, like the character designs and everything. This is her in-game sprite, which goes unused in the game. Kind of terrifying, kind of, you know, a little nightmare fuel, little bit. Nintendo, please go first. I am so afraid. Non-consensual party member acquisitions. She saw that my ass was thugging it alone, and she was like, I'm gonna join this guy. I don't remember if Pippi actually fights or anything, though. Tommy Pickles looking ass. Little bit, very Rugrats-esque. Oh, Pippi does fight. All right, Pippi, show me what you got. All right, we both missed. Good stuff. Pippi is not a permanent party member, by the way. The little thing creature. I used to love the TV show. Was that what the movie was? The Pippi Longstocking movie? Because as a kid, I thought Donkey Kong Country Legend of the Crystal Coconut was a movie, but it was just a compilation of like 4 episodes from the TV show. Was the Pippi Longstocking animated movie just like a TV show that they compiled onto VHS? Again, I don't remember anything about it. God damn, Pippi! 9 damage. She's got hands. She just like grabbed this bat with her strangling hands and ripped its head off and ate it like Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, the only thing I remember from the Pippi Longstocking animated series / movie is that she was super powerful, like Arale from Dr. Slump or something, or like Kid Goku, and she ate a lot. I'm at the point where I don't have to worry about dying anymore, but these random encounters will not relent. I'm really looking forward to Mother Encore. I hope that comes out soon. I'm gonna beat this game. I know I said the same thing about Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, and I put the kibosh on that, but I'm gonna beat this game. I'm really not looking forward to Mount Etoy, but I'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's like the very end of the game. All right, let's get out of the cemetery. These random encounters are ridiculous. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff that's exclusive to Mother 1 / EarthBound 0 in terms of the vibes and the atmosphere. Each Mother game has their own unique feel to it. Mother 1, again, Steven Spielberg, like coming of age film, sort of dark fantasy vibe to it. EarthBound feels more modern, more contemporary. I say modern as in, you know, the 90s, but it's also more abstract and out there with stuff like Moonside and whatnot. This game feels more fantastical, whereas Mother 2 / EarthBound feels more like a weird fever dream. And then Mother 3 is just entirely its own thing. Straight up high fantasy into like post-apocalyptic dystopian future. Each Mother game has their own vibe to it, and while EarthBound 0 is largely remade and supplanted with Mother 2 / EarthBound, I still think this game is worth playing, but only to the most die-hard fans of this series. If you want to experience EarthBound 0 without actually playing the game, again, listen to the album. It's phenomenal, and it will instill you with the same emotions and the same feel that playing this game actually does without, you know, having to play the game. But that's why you guys click on my streams, because I'm playing the game and you just have to sit there and watch. I feel like Mother 3 gave the most shit about its story. Mother 3 has the most developed story while also feeling very compromised. Because Mother 3 was originally going to be for the Nintendo 64, and the final game on GBA, I don't remember where I heard this, so I could be wrong about this. I can't cite my sources here. Mother 3 on GBA is like 1/4 of what the N64 game was supposed to be. Like, it got super compromised. Also, being friends, banger alert. I'm gonna shut up for a second. God! When you're looking for a shoulder you can cry on. Won't you think about me? When you're looking for someone you can rely on. Don't you ever doubt me? Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Love this song. If you played Smash Bros. Melee, you're familiar with this music. It was the Wonet stage music. Which is funny because Being Friends doesn't play anywhere in EarthBound. I don't think so. I remember Itoy saying he was happy it went to GBA because the devs team didn't have to deal with the hurdles of making a 3D game. Yeah, EarthBound 64 had a fuck development, and the people that were making it were not equipped to make a game in 3D. I think they had the Pokemon Stadium team help them out with the development of it. But I firmly believe that EarthBound 64 would have been the better game. I know that sounds like lunacy, but coming from someone who's actually, like, I've actually played Mother 3, I think the story feels really scattered in Mother 3. The first 4 chapters are great, and the ending of the game is great, but the middle part of Mother 3 is so humdrum. And I think if it released on N64, the story would have been far better. It would have felt more complete. That's just my opinion. Mother 3 is still like a masterpiece, and I love it. And I will stream it one of these days. But I do think it would have been better if it released on N64, like it was intended to. Also, since we saved this little girl, the zombie apocalypse is over. Has the little girl who strayed into the cemetery been rescued? Hooray! Looking for a shoulder you can cry on. Won't you think about me? When you're looking for someone you can rely. I'm gonna go buy a baseball bat. Jerry Seinfeld voice. What's the deal with Mother games having to restart development? I don't necessarily want to see a Mother 4 like some fans do. I think the Mother trilogy has ran its course, but I would not be opposed to any of these games being remade by Nintendo. I know that that's never going to happen. That is never ever going to happen. I don't want to see Mother 4 because Itoy and his boys are like, I'm done. We've told the story that we wanted to tell with the Mother series, but I wouldn't be opposed to these games being remade. Pippi summons the apocalypse. No, it's the opposite. She's like the savior of this world. She stopped the apocalypse. Okay, we're gonna equip this. Wooden bat equipped. We're gonna sell the plastic bat. $40? Sure, I'll take it. And we can go rest at the hotel and then take Pippi home. Question for you, since you actually played it. How much of Mother 1's story carries over in the Mother 2? The plot of this game, surprisingly, not much. It's mainly just the characters, like character designs and story beats. The plot of this game is relatively unique compared to EarthBound, but again, like Jeff in Mother 2, for example, is Lloyd in this game. a lot of the story beats and a lot of the music and stuff is lifted directly from this game, which makes sense because EarthBound is a sequel. But again, in a lot of ways, it's also a remake of this game. The story of this game is straight up just aliens have invaded, go stop an alien invasion, essentially. EarthBound gets into weird shit with time travel and the origins of Gygus, and it's weird. It's hard to explain. I would like to actually make a video about Mother 1 versus Mother 2, comparing these games and the stories of these games. But there is a lot of stuff that is lifted directly from this game that isn't plot. If that might not make any sense to anybody watching this, but it's hard to explain unless you played these games. Is she the lost girl, Pippi? Well, that's just great. I knew that you could fulfill your civic duty. Applause, applause, yes, 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 yes. Now, pretty Pippi, don't forget to tell your mom that the mayor saved you. Here, I will give Nintendo a prize of $100. Surprised how much of the music is in EarthBound. Yeah, a lot of this game is taken in EarthBound and repurposed, right? But it's so weird because a lot of this game's identity is also in EarthBound, but it's also unique. I can't really explain it unless you've played both games. You don't really know what I'm talking about. Mother 2 is still the better game since you can play it with one hand and eat pizza with the other. That is factual. That is actually just church. Let me find the navigator. So for those of you who don't know what we're referencing, it's another sick reference to gaming in the Clinton years.
Pizza. Speaking of pizza, you can play the game with your left hand and eat pizza in the other, since the game can be controlled with the L button, which lets you talk and check. Otherwise,
I mean, it's true. The L button is pretty much an all-in-one, all-purpose button. So, EarthBound's the better game. By the way, hero, maybe you'd like to go see what's up at the zoo. Yes. Yes, you'll go? Great, great, great. Now make sure to get a key from my assistant, Abbott. All right. I'm going to turn the game down a little bit. It does look kind of loud in the mix board. Hopefully it hasn't been too loud. Now it's time to say goodbye. Please come by my house. I'll be waiting there to see you again. By the way, do you think my hair needs styling? No. You didn't have to answer, cutie. Whoa! All right. Let us heal. We're gonna go heal. It's up here. So, yeah, now we can go to the zoo. It was fucked up when I learned that bedbugs were a real creature. Just like a miserable little wretched insect that actually exists. And it isn't just a figure of speech. Shooting her shot with Nintendo. Well, I mean, Nintendo was her savior. How did Pippi end up in the coffin? Was she just like fucking around digging graves up? How did she end up down there? Also, since we're by ourselves again, it's Pollyanna and No Longer Being Friends, which is okay because Pollyanna is also a banger. By the way, look how much damage we're doing now that we have the wooden bat. Okay, so I want to beat the zoo. This is another difficulty spike, but hopefully we can beat this. And then that's actually good progress for the stream because, like I said, the beginning of this game is one of the hardest, if not the hardest part of this game. Mount Etoy is also hard, but it's the climax of the game, so it makes sense. But the opening couple of hours of this game is like really hard. Podunk, west. Marysville, east. I'm Until the curfew is lifted, no one can cross, as by order of the town mayor. Psst. By the way, kid, they might let you cross the bridge northeast of the zoo. Okay. Is this not the bridge northeast of the zoo? Wait a minute. I'm lost. I gotta consult my map. I should also probably go save. Because it's been like an hour and a half since I saved. Northeast. Northeast of the zoo. I thought the zoo was to the east of here. I guess it's not. I'm gonna consult my in-game map, and if that doesn't tell me anything, it does not tell me where the zoo is. Alright, well, I guess I'll go northeast. I've beaten this game before several times and my ass is lost, so... This game isn't always forthcoming about where you need to go. I think if I saw a centipede that looked like that in the real world, I would shit myself. I don't mind bugs, but centipedes and millipedes, anything with a bunch of little legs and they scurry around really quickly, freak me the hell out. Let alone a gigantic centipede with googly eyes. Nah, fuck that. The snakes, Wally, the zombies, fine, but a big ass centipede? No. Where the hell is the zoo? I don't want to resort to looking at a map again. I've already done it once, but... How about spiders? I don't mind spiders. In fact, if it's like a daddy long legs in the corner of my room, I just leave it alone. Unless it's like a brown recluse or something that's gonna fuck you up. But most of the time I try to capture them and release them. Okay, I'm gonna go this way because I think this is where the zoo is. I think it's funny when a Nintendo game has the vibe of let's try this one again, like how Star Fox 64 is basically just Star Fox again. That's actually a really good comparison. This game to EarthBound is like Star Fox to Star Fox 64. Unfortunately, with Star Fox, they just kept doing it over and over and over again. They just kept doing it. At least EarthBound... Like, yeah, EarthBound is the Star Fox 64 to this game's Star Fox. I think that's a great comparison. But, with Star Fox, yeah, they just kept going. They just kept rebooting Star Fox 64 again. I think Assault was a step in the right direction, even though I kind of hate that game. Assault had a cool story with the Aperoids, and it was more melodramatic and darker. The problem was, the game itself was not great. I think the third-person shooter levels in Star Fox Assault could have been done well. God, this guy's getting smash on smashes. Jesus Christ. The third-person shooter levels in Star Fox Assault could have been good. if it weren't for the fact that all of them boiled down to finding 5 of a big thing and destroying it. Every single ground mission in Star Fox Assault was that. It was just find 5 pylons and destroy them. All right, I need to heal. No more poison. Sometimes I give them the poison spray. Okay, the zoo's up here, right? Little saucer! This thing's gonna kill me. Yeah, you thought we were over-leveled because of all the level grinding we did? No, there's no such thing in this game. I'm dead. You step 5 feet onto the wrong block and all of a sudden Nintendo is set tripping. And he's about to get his shit pushed in. That's the EarthBound Zero experience. Alright. Now I gotta rest up again at the hotel to get my PP up. Something, something, something. Morning wood. Joke. I'm gonna beat the zoo though. We're gonna do that and then save and quit. But this has been good progress. If I actually want to finish this game, which I do, the entire beginning is just a big hurdle because you're by yourself and you have no assistance. And we're close to leveling up too, that's good. All right. So we saved. We're close to leveling up. Let's do this. I want to get a tattoo of like every enemy in this game on my arm. Like an entire tattoo sleeve of EarthBound enemies. Wouldn't that be cool, gamers? The enemies in this game look super ominous, but I attribute that mostly to the black void background. Because a lot of these enemies were repurposed for EarthBound. And EarthBound had the psychedelic, trippy looking backgrounds. I think the black void makes these enemy encounters far more foreboding. That would be cool in my opinion. I think I would get my ass beat if I did. I think my friends would like beat the shit out of me if I pulled up with a tattoo sleeve of EarthBound tattoos. They'd be like, you fucking nerd. We are simultaneously busting heads and kicking ass, and while still getting my ass beat by everything. Alright, that's a pretty good level up right there.
Don't fuck with me. I'm close to leveling up and you look like just enough EXP.
Yeah, but your Pokemon sleeve is gangster, Azura. I don't have money for tattoos anyway. I don't have the disposable income for that. Proclamation by the town's mayor says, no one may pass until the zoo case is solved. A real one-way attitude, if you ask me. I don't have to like it, just enforce it. So the zoo is up here, okay. I need to just have a map of the world of Earthbound Zero on standby. In a phone call. This is your dad. Now, son, it's not my business, but why not rest? Yeah, so the people saying that newer Nintendo games are like, oh, why don't you rest? Why don't you quit playing the game? No, they were doing this shit back in the 90s. I wonder where the world of Earthbound Zero and Earthbound take place. Like, in this game, it's specified that it's America. But, like, where in America? I'm gonna say Idaho. Or somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. Wherenica. I like that answer. That's good. It's weird. This game, they in the opening text crawl, they explicitly say America, and then Earthbound takes place in Eagle Land, which is obviously just like a parody of America. But they acknowledge the events of this game. It's weird. He took my magic herb. I needed that shit, man. I was gonna smoke that. I'm looking up a map. Earthbound Zero map. Because I feel like I'm just like running my paces here. Alright. Where is the zoo? Why is this map so low quality? Why is this like a 240? The in-game map is useless. Like, I need something. A map of Podunk. The zoo is not in Podunk. None of these maps are helping me. Why are all of these maps like 144p? And I can't tell what I'm looking at because they're all so low resolution. Alright, I guess I'll just find it. Fuck it. I have no idea where I am. Where am I? Well, I'm above my home. Oh. This is the zoo. Found it. Eek. The monkey stole the zoo key. Hey! I need that. Come back here, you big monkey! Oh shit, an elephant! I'm ill-equipped to fight this guy. Alright. Think, Wyatt, think. Do you fight the elephant or do you run? Now, this is a Famicom RPG, so there's a good 2% chance I'll actually escape from this thing. Yep, I knew it. Now he's gonna fucking trample me. Ah! That actually didn't do that much damage. I've never been to a zoo in my life. I see the appeal of the zoo. You get to observe the animals, but I feel like I would feel like I've been to the aquarium. I went to the aquarium a lot as a child. But I feel like if I went to the zoo, I'd feel bad. Can't read the plate for the bunnies. This is a very precarious situation for a 10-year-old child to be in. There's like monkeys and tigers and shit. Look at how scary that tiger is. It's the black background, man. It's the void. Oh, 16 damage. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, yeah. Mother 1, baby. Mother 1. This is a very precarious situation for a child to be in, is a sentence applicable to a lot of Japanese media. Yeah, it's like how Gohan at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z is 4 years old. He's fighting death battles and shit. God, this game. It's weird that RPGs felt the need to pad stuff out with like level grinding and crazy ass encounters with enemies and shit. With the platformer, it makes, I guess it was just par for the course back then. You know, we're gonna take this game and we're gonna make it arbitrarily hard, so that way the player ends up playing it for longer, but yeah, I guess that is like par for the course. You know, one thing about EarthBound and Mother 3 that is amazing, that is not present in this game. When you reach a certain level in EarthBound and you run into an enemy on the overworld, it insta-kills the enemy. If you're a high enough level to where you'll one-shot the enemy in one turn, the game recognizes that and you just murk them. That is such a nice quality of life improvement. And I think in Mother 3, you just run into them and they literally just explode. Can I share a game idea? Yeah, sure. This will be a peer review of your game idea. And we're gonna scrutinize it. No, I'm just kidding. We'll be positive about it. Part of me wishes that I Let's Played this instead of streaming it, so I could cut out all of the grinding and edit it. But, no. No, you all have to suffer here just as I am suffering playing through it. Oh, I can just go west? Did I go like the extra needlessly long way to the zoo? Yep, I did. I can just go to the zoo this way. I went all the way around. All right, well that's a dumb idiot moment. Imagine you're just strolling through your neighborhood and a tiger just strolls up to wreck your shit. What a terrifying concept. He's gonna kill me. I killed him. A game where you have to fight parts of your body that are trying to hurt yourself. Imagine the possessed hand scene from Evil Dead 2. Was originally thinking it'd be like Octodad, but really the idea could work in a variety of genres. Biggest issue I see is figuring out what the player's goal would be. Not to be like facetious or smart or anything, but that sounds like QWOP. That is a good idea, though. That's like one of my favorite scenes from Evil Dead 2 when he cuts off his hand and it's crawling around. Like, yeah, you could make a whole ass game out of that. Please not another tiger. It's another tiger. These guys are tough, though. I don't want to fight them. $16 damage, Jesus, and he's going again. There we go. Difference between QWOP and this is QWOP is just a difficult to control character, whereas my idea is parts of your character's body are actively fighting against you. Yeah, there's a lot of different angles you could take that idea for a game. I would be interested in seeing that concept realized. Yo! Look at this monkey.
gorillas.
Chat, what would you rather fight, a gorilla or a tiger? Because I wouldn't want to fight either. I would get killed by both, but I think I would rather fight a gorilla than a tiger. Can I use psi telepathy to speak to these monkeys? How do I get the key back? Worth mentioning, a gorilla's strength is immeasurable. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna lose to both of them, but I feel like I would put up a better fight against a gorilla than a tiger. I don't know. Alright, I'm consulting the walkthrough. We're busting out the walkthrough. I don't remember how to talk to the fucking monkey. Starman.net is unsafe. Shut the fuck up, Google. It's fine. Oh, don't go to Starman.net. That's a virus. Alright. Earthbound 0 walkthrough. At 4:04. Okay, the Earthbound 0 walkthrough on Starman.net no longer exists. Okay, Is there a single walkthrough of this? Okay. At the zoo. Okay. I don't need to talk to the monkeys. Apparently I can just go straight into the building where the Starman is. I don't remember where he is though. I'm going with the tiger. I feel I would be scared shitless, but I mean I would be scared shitless fighting both. But I feel like I would put up like an infinitesimal amount of a better fight against a gorilla than a tiger. I don't know. You ain't gonna win against either. No, yeah, either way, I'm getting creamed. It's always funny to me whenever I see people that are like, oh, I could beat this animal, I could beat that animal. Realistically, the pool of animals that I could beat without any tools, like just bare hands, is tiny. My ass couldn't even beat a mouse because if I see a mouse, I'm gonna jump on a chair and go like, oh, what the fuck is that? If I see a mouse dart across the corner of the room, I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna jump up on a chair and screech. I could maybe beat a raccoon. I don't know, like if a raccoon ran up, like I feel like I could punt it and I think that would be fine. But the pool of animals that I could realistically defeat it's very small, and I died again. All right. Maybe I should start running from enemies. I really don't wanna, but like the gorillas and the tigers, the enemies in the zoo are just destroying my shit. Much like how if I fought a gorilla or a tiger in real life, it would also destroy my shit. Yeah, it's really funny hearing people talk about what animals they could beat in a fight. Because you're not beating 90% of the animal kingdom unless you have a gun. But then again, like, Even if I had a gun, I would not want to go toe-to-toe with a grizzly bear. Like a brown bear, I just don't want to be anywhere near that, even if I had a weapon. I would rather fight a black bear with like a knife in my bare hands versus fighting a grizzly bear with a rifle. That's how scary grizzly bears are. Also, hello, Pee-Pee. I've heard about your wonderful adventures. You're so brave, aren't you? No, not really. You're brave. I hope we can meet again sometime. To show my gratitude, take my gift. A shiny badge will guard you. Oh, is that the Franklin badge? What the fuck? Oh, I'm glad we talked to Pippi. Don't I need that for the fight with the Starman? I want to thank you again for your help. Pippi is fine now. Okay, well, I'm gonna go heal at my mom's house, and then we're gonna get mauled by another tiger. The assumption in that hypothetical is you're unarmed. No, but what I'm saying is, like, even with a gun, there are some animals I would rather fight barehanded. I would rather take my chances with a black bear if I only had like a knife versus fighting a grizzly bear with a rifle. Most of the animal kingdom is gonna clean your clock. You're losing. You're taking the L. Oh no, dude, I'll fight a hippopotamus. Hippopotamus is dumb and stupid. Okay. A hippopotamus's like biting force can crack a boat in half. Oh no, just outrun the hippopotamus. No, hippopotamus can run at like 35 miles per hour, buddy. You're not outrunning that. If I did like a comprehensive tier list of animals I could beat in a fight, there would maybe be like 4. I'm glad we have really just good conversation going here because this gameplay is not the most thrilling. How many Wallies are in this neighborhood? Just cracking heads. See a stray dog? Depending on what species, what breed of dog it is, I'm probably not gonna beat it. If it's like a Chihuahua, I'll just punt it. But if it's a Doberman or a Pit Bull, I'm probably gonna lose that fight. Realistically. Another thing about the game idea from earlier is I can name 2 games that did similar things in the form of minigames, one of which being Infamous. I never played the Infamous games, or Prototype. When it comes to those PS3, Xbox 360, like sandboxy type games, the only one I really played was Just Cause. Which, as an aside, Just Cause 2 is like one of the most fun video games I've ever played in my life. The only other sandbox game I can say that I truthfully, thoroughly, really enjoyed was Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, but I've talked about that game enough. I couldn't beat a slug because I wouldn't want to. I feel like there are some animals I would feel, like, bad about fighting. Like, this just isn't right. If it was a life or death situation, like, cage match, then, yeah, okay, that goes out the window, but... Oh, I could beat a panda bear in a fight. Panda bears are all cute and cuddly. They're still a bear, bro. It's still a bear. You're not beating a panda bear in a fight. You're not beating any bear in a fight. The one bear you might beat is like a black bear, but that's a bit of a stretch. What is the most fair fight in the animal kingdom? Unarmed human being versus an animal. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like a puma or a mountain lion? Because domesticated dogs and cats, that's too easy. Unless it's like a pit bull or a Doberman. Actually, yeah, never mind. Fuck that. I'm not beating a mountain lion. Am I nuts? What the fuck am I thinking? No, yeah, I would say like a man versus like a domesticated pit bull is probably the most fair fight. Orangutan? No, an orangutan is gonna rip your arms off and like punch your face into a bloody pulp. I wouldn't want to throw hands with any monkey. Monkeys are very strong and they're violent. Alligator? I'm not winning against an alligator. I'm not a Florida man. I don't think there's a single species of monkey I would rather fight an alligator than a chimpanzee. A chimpanzee is gonna rip my fucking eyeballs out and tear my nuts off and like rip my arms out. I would rather fight an alligator than a chimpanzee. Like, monkeys are at the list of the top of the animal kingdom, like animals I would not want to fight. Monkeys are busted. They're scary. I love monkeys, but from like a distance. Speaking of which, goddamn Ape Escape. If there is one species of monkey I would fight, and it's the capuchin monkey, and that's just because they're tiny. I think if I got one, like, imagine a capuchin monkey tweaking out, jumping around the room, like trying to kill me. If I got one clean punch in on a capuchin monkey, I could maybe beat it. But like a bonobo or an orangutan or a gorilla or any ape? No. Or like a chimpanzee? No. They fight dirty too. Rip your face off. Okay. I need to heal. So according to the walkthrough, I can just go straight to the Starman HQ. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, Wyatt, you said you've beaten this game. Yes. Several times, but I forget a lot. I could have sworn you could talk to the animals with telepathy here. Guess not. Poo joke. Yeah, they will throw their feces at you as well. Now, this is all predicated under, like, I'm fighting an animal with my bare hands. If I had a weapon, like a gun or a harpoon, the list of animals I can beat goes up exponentially, but, like, of course it does. An alligator can't wield a gun. If it could, they would be the dominant species. They would be the apex predator on the planet. What about a spear? Any weapon, if you give me any weapon, my odds of defeating an animal in the animal kingdom of any variety goes up exponentially, but it's still pretty low. Like, if I fight a tiger with my bare hands, I'm not even gonna get a single, I might get an elbow in on the tiger before it disembowels me. If you give me a spear, I could I'm not gonna defeat the tiger, but my odds of defeating the tiger go up exponentially. I say spear because it's arguably the earliest weapon outside. I would much rather fight a tiger with a spear than a sword. Like, in terms of hunting weapons, this entire conversation has spurred because I suck shit at this game and I keep dying, and it's very boring for you guys to watch. I'm an alligator! Owie, smash attack, ow, 16 damage. How about that? You get smash attacked, 35 damage. I'm gonna make a Versace purse out of you. Yeah, would, if I'm going toe to toe with an animal, I would much rather wield a spear than a sword. But that's also cheating. I mean, I guess that's why humans are at the top of the food chain, because we create tools. Like the nuclear bomb. Yo, if I had a nuclear bomb, I'm clearing any animal in the animal kingdom. Flamingos? Flamingo, it's you. Yo, human being with a hydrogen bomb versus a hyena. I don't know, that's a tough one right there. If I can't make it to the Starman within the next like 30 minutes of gameplay, we'll call it. My odds against a flamingo aren't great, but I think it's better than most. Yeah, if I were to fight a bird, of course you got like pigeons and parakeets. Those are pretty low. Like I feel like I could take on a parakeet and win, probably. Flamingo? I don't think a flamingo's gonna... I think I could beat a flamingo. I wouldn't want to fight an ostrich or a cassowary or an emu, but I think I could beat a flamingo. I wouldn't feel good about fighting a flamingo, though. I'd be like, oh, I don't like this. One of a kind, see the amazing singing monkey. Monkey. Where the fuck is this building? All right, I'm consulting the walkthrough again. Heading west, go north through the opening above Nintendo, running past the rabbits. 2 broken cages, go right to cut between the monkey and the panda cages, going south along the tree to enter a new portion of the zoo. Head north through this part, zooming by 2 broken cages and a flamingo habitat, spotting a big poster on the cage proclaiming about the one-of-a-kind singing monkey. Since the monkey is missing, keep on going, heading south through the next section, arriving at a large building. Okay, so I am in the right area. God, I'm so sick of these critters. Oh, yeah, smash attack! 20 damage, yeah, let's fucking go! Alright. We gotta level up out of it, that's good. This is still less frustrating than fighting the Plesioth in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite was. This is the building. Whole time I've been trying to get here. I don't want to fight any more of these hyenas. But also, your odds of running away are so slim, you may as well fight every enemy you encounter. I think you have like a 1 in 4 chance of running away from the enemies in this game. Have you guys ever heard a hyena's like howl or whoop? It's very scary. God, no more tigers! Smash attack, can we one-shot him, please? There we go. Easy dub. Gonna heal. I think we can use hypnosis on this upcoming Starman, so... City Zoo Superintendent's Office. Great atmosphere coming up here, by the way. Oh, it's so spooky. It's so damn weird. You're like, yeah, something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. There was a rope. It's like an escape rope. I actually don't remember what that does. Maybe I can fashion it into a noose and hang the Starman. I wonder if these flies are like the metal slimes of this game, because they run away really quickly. Isn't it weird to think that one of the largest causes of death on the planet are mosquitoes? I think the mosquito has the highest KD of any animal in the animal kingdom. Like, mosquitoes could probably go extinct and we would just be better off for it. What a little wretched creature the mosquito is. Antidote. You know, I was saying earlier how terrifying the centipede enemy would be in real life. But he's kind of thugging with his little shoes and his gloves, his mittens. I still kind of hate centipedes and millipedes, but this guy's pretty chill, actually. Okay, that's the fight with the Starman. I want to see if there's anything else in here. Bread. I'm level 10. There's still a good chance that the Starman is gonna murk my shit. But we've been playing for 3 hours and we're still at the very beginning of the game. Not 3 hours, 2.5 hours, but still. This has been a very fun stream, though, in spite of how boring the gameplay is. Yo, Ricky Rat! Yo, Chunky Cheese! I wish Marcus were still here. Marcus could drop some rat facts on us. Alright, let's fight this thing. Life Up Cream. I'm gonna look up what the Life Up Cream does, because I feel like it's just a healing item, but... Life Up Cream. Does it permanently increase my... Restore 999 HP? Oh my goodness, that's a really good item. Also, this is the official artwork for the Life Up Cream from the strategy guide. Just like promethazine cough syrup. Okay, that's a good item. I need to do away with this basement key as soon as possible. We're gonna just eat the bread. No, I didn't mean to use it like that was a waste. I meant to eat it. Did you know you can train rats to do cool tricks like dogs? Apparently, rats are very intelligent, but I hate mice and rats, and they freak me out, and I don't want to be anywhere near them, and I wish they would all go extinct. I'm gonna take this gigantic Percocet. Suddenly, from inside of the capsule, it's a Starman Jr. Okay, this might be a waste of PP, but I think you can use hypnosis and put him to sleep. Maybe. Oh, but I don't want to waste my PP. I'm gonna use defense up. Okay. I think that was a good investment. I'm gonna try hypnosis on him. See if this works. I think this works. Alright, it did nothing. He's got PK Beam. Oh, thank God I got the Franklin badge. If I didn't have that, this... Oh my God, thank goodness that I went back to Pee-Pee. Isn't he like a robot? Sort of. I don't think I ever explained what the Starman is. If it's like an alien organic being or like a robot. Oh, that was way easier than I remember it being. The odd sound that drove the animals insane died down. The zoo once more became a safe place. Sweet. Everything is okay. The animals are still, you know, rampaging. They're on the loose, but everything is copacetic. Doesn't it make sense a robot would be immune to hypnosis? Yeah, if he is a robot. I'll talk to the monkey. Monkey! Beautiful. Monkey jams. Oh, wait a minute. I can change the message speed in battle? That'll make this way faster. I didn't know I could even do that. Alright, I got 2 melodies. I still need to do something with this canary chick. I remember you have to reunite the canary chick with the mother. Because this game is called Mother. Tigers are now perfectly safe to be around. Go up and pet one. Penguinos. Y'all ever have those cheddar penguins? They were like goldfish, but with little penguins. Those were pretty good. All right, now where is the canary mother? I know it's around the vicinity of this this zoo. I want to do that and then we'll save and quit. I've been craving those so bad. They're really good. I don't think they're around anymore though. Wally, I'm level 10. Don't step to me, dog. Get the hell out of here. The map in this game is not super useful. I want to say that that dot to the left of my home is where we find the canary mother. But I don't remember. Please remember! Knocking in Wally's knee. Well, he started it. He picked the fight with me. He deserves to get his ankles broken. Or his kneecaps, or whatever, part of his legs. Alright, I gotta find this canary. Canary Mary. No hunting, approaching the canary village. Okay, this is... It's coming back to me now. Wally, dude, come on. Take a chill pill. I wonder if there's a way you can manipulate the random encounters. Because I know in some games, depending on like some old RPGs, depending on the way you move on the overworld, you can manipulate the enemy spawning. I don't know. Canary Mary from Banjo-Tooie. Let me talk to you. Bird! Bird up! I am Laura. Here is your child. Overjoyed with her reunion, Laura began singing. Nintendo remembered the tune. So now, we have the first 3 parts of the melody, the first couple of bars of the melody. There we go. That was actually pretty good progress for the stream. We've been playing for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I'm surprised we've made it this far, actually. That's good progress. We're gonna go save and quit. I want to beat this game. Again, I don't know if I can on stream without pulling my hair out, but this was good progress, actually. I know it probably didn't feel like it. This was probably the slowest stream you've ever seen, but for me, this was good progress. All right. And we got buku bucks. We got almost 2 grand, baby. All right. Good shit, good shit. That's gonna do it for this installment of EarthBound 0. I'm excited. I'm excited to keep playing this game, and I've really enjoyed the past 3 hours nearly, even though a lot of it was just level grinding. But again, it's an old JRPG from the 90s, so that's to be expected. Later tonight, I've got some more Mario good. So tune in here in a little bit. Thank you guys for coming out to the stream. Hope you enjoyed it, and if I don't see you later, have a great rest of your night.